Hey everybody, welcome to Do You Make Money Because I Do. My name is Brands and today I'm going to be talking about Pegasus. But before we get started, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified when we drop more videos in the future. And I also have to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. I've never been a financial advisor and I never will be a financial advisor. I have no desire to be a financial advisor. So be sure to do your own research because crypto is risky and I would hate it to see you lose all your money because you're not fully understanding the risk of crypto. So take the time to do the research, understand that crypto is risky, and only invest what you're willing to lose. Everything you hear from this video is just my opinion. It's not advice. So that sounds good to you? Let's get started. So Pegasus is a platform that pays out 1.5% a day till you hit 300% and has been consistently doing so for quite some time. I've done quite a bit of research into this platform, and from what I've gathered, this platform's been around for almost about around half a year, and it's been consistently paying out 1.5% daily. We start at the home page, go through the security. You'll see that I have a balance of $10.69. I just got paid out today, and or this is my earnings for today, and my payouts is adds up to $200.23, and I've earned $213.75. I've been invested since June 22nd, and you can see the plan I'm under is 1.5% daily for 200 days. I've invested an amount of $750, but if you look at the amount after fees, this is what you're actually going to get when you, after the deposit fees. So this is something you need to be aware of is, say you have a certain number, goal or some kind of number in your head that you want to have invested in this platform. If it's like me, like $750, when you invest the $750, you're going to have to account for the fees. So that's something you're going to have to be aware of and pay attention to. Another thing that you're going to have to take into consideration is that if you don't like Bitcoin, then this might not be the platinum for or the platform for you. If you don't mind getting paid out in Bitcoin, because I mean, it's not such a big problem if you use like Pancake Swap or if you just swap it out to another coin on another platform. But if you deposit Ethereum or BUSD or USDC, you're only going to get paid out in Bitcoin because this platform only pays out in Bitcoin. So that's something that you're going to have to take into consideration. Again, this is what I've earned so far. The date that I added my deposit, which was June 22nd. And I have 179 days left in this particular plan. And when it comes to plans with Pegasus, there's only one plan. The 1.5% daily for 200 days. There's no other plans with this site, and that's something that I really like. Unlike other websites or other platforms like the high yield income platforms that like to offer you 300 or 500 or 800% over a week's period of time, just be aware that those sites are 9 times out of 10, probably even 11 times out of 10 scams. Because if you look at those sites, they all have all these red flags, these similarities between them, where they offer the same type of plans, and it's usually deposit $10 or $50 and get an insane amount of percentage for that day or for that week. And what they like to do is get people to get into these. For instance, say you have $100 that you want to invest, and you're going to go for the plan that's 300% over a 5-day period. So at the end of the period, you're going to get a 300% payout. What they usually do is they like to have a lot of people come in and invest large amounts, but they really like for these smaller amounts because they add up. And the smaller amounts, if you look at the website, it'll have deposits that are coming in, and you'll always notice that deposits that are coming in are larger than the withdrawals going out, because they like to keep the minimums very low. So say like you just come in with like $10 or $50, they could easily pay out on those small amounts to give the illusion that they look like they're paying out. So you'll notice on like a lot of YouTube channels that that get into these high yield income platforms, they like to say that they're paying out, because if you look at the withdrawals, apparently they are paying out. But when it comes time for the bigger plans to expire, there's a common theme that happens. Suddenly, they stop withdrawals. So everybody doesn't get their earnings on the bigger payouts, but they'll, even then, when they stop the withdrawals on the bigger payouts, they still like to slide in the withdrawals for the smaller payouts to still give the illusion on their website that they're still paying out, when they in all actuality they are not. With Pegasus, when you go over here to deposit, you'll notice that the minimum deposit is $750, which is quite a hefty amount for a lot of people. And that's one of the big differences between Pegasus and all these other fly-by-night web or platforms that you may come across, because like I explained before, it's easy to pay out on smaller deposits than it is on the larger deposits that do the much larger or the longer plans that are going to require a much larger payout. So with the smaller plans, you could give the illusion that you're continuously paying out, while also pocketing the money and keeping your overall withdrawal from the platform as low as possible. And by the time these, because people like to go for the bigger plans, by the time those plans expire, usually those websites will have some kind of issue with withdrawals. If they have a Telegram where they're sending out emails, all of a sudden they're having problems with withdrawals, or you need to do something to prove that you've deposited into the website. They'll always come up with some kind of excuse. So that's something you want to be aware of when you're always or when you're investing in these type of platforms. And like I said, that's what I like about Pegasus, is because the minimum deposit is quite high, so the barrier to entry is quite high. So it you could say it gives off more of a platform that's here for the long run, because if you have people that are putting in $750 to a maximum of $300,000, you can really create a sustainable environment when you're paying out 1.5% daily. You're not paying out any crazy 300% or 800% or 10,000%. You're actually creating a sustainable platform where, because supposedly in the background they're doing trading, and that's another red flag for a lot of these platforms. They say they're taking your money and trading, but I believe in the Telegram they've actually shown some of the trades that they've been doing. But even again, like 1.5% a day is something you'll see with a lot of platforms that have been around for a while, and that's how they're able to sustain over the long term. So right now I have active deposits 1 out of 10 in the last 200 days. If I was to make another deposit, it'd be 2 of 10. And on the deposit page, you're going to come down here and you're going to want to deposit any type of coin you could basically find in crypto. I mean, they have a very large amount to choose from, and I'm sure, like I said, if you're interested in this platform, you'll find one of your coins or a coin that you do like that you'll be able to deposit into this platform. But again, be aware that you're only going to get paid out in Bitcoin. So let's say you want to use Cardano and you want to invest the 750. Again, be aware of the fees. You would put in Cardano as your coin, the amount you want to put in, proceed to payout. And I believe the next page will take you to where you want to send that that currency, that amount, to the deposit address. Now, if we go back, let me take a look at the home page again. Just give me a second, and we're going to look at the dividends. If I have the dividends, available dividends I have are $4.32. Total dividends earned, you can see, is $15.59. This is the total platform deposit. So this is something, what I was speaking about before, where a lot of the high yield income platforms, they like to have much higher deposits, so overall deposit, and low withdrawals. But you'll see Pegasus, it's nearing about 6 million in deposits, but it's also paid out over 4 million, which is a good ratio to have for deposits and withdrawals. Other websites, like I said, the scam sites, you'll notice that their deposits are adding up to 80,000, but they've only paid out 4,000. It's because they like to keep a certain ratio before they shut down the site, because they're gonna try and pocket as much as possible. And all the withdrawals that are going out, again, are very small withdrawals compared to the larger deposits that are coming in, because the larger deposits are usually going to try and go for the longer term plans, and that gives them enough time to shut down the withdrawals and run away with your money. So now we're going to look at the actual withdrawal page, and you'll notice that withdrawals are paid instantly. And for me, the withdrawals have been usually, every time they've been instant or very quick. I don't think I've ever had a withdrawal that took anywhere near 24 hours, not even close. Probably not even an hour. Like I said, all the withdrawals I've had have been either instant or they've been extremely quick. And right here, you'll see the withdrawal address. Mine is crypto.com. When you set up your account, you're going to want to go into settings and add your payment address, and you want to make sure the payment address is for Bitcoin, BTC, because again, all they pay out is in BTC. So you're going to ask for a BTC withdrawal address. Right now for withdrawal, I have an available amount of $10.69, and I can't withdraw that right now because the minimum is $30. So that's why, in other videos, I'm sure I'm going to be covering Pegasus and doing updates in future videos. You might see my balance. Like today, it was at $53, but I already withdrew that amount before I started recording this. But you'll probably see that my balance, I always keep a running balance. So when I come to withdraw, because obviously I don't withdraw every day because my earnings only adds up to that $10 and change. But after 3 days, I'd be able to withdraw. But, lately I've been waiting 4 or 5 days. So you put in the amount you want to withdraw, and you have to be aware of the fees on top of the withdrawal, your withdrawal earnings. So you put in the amount, I believe it's, like I said, a $30 minimum. You hit submit, and it would go to that BTC address. Referrals is if you want to refer anybody and get some type of bonus or type of rewards for you referring them. My deposits, is take a look at my deposits, and you'll see that, again, it's only one plan, that 1.5% daily for 200 days. There's no other plans. So again, this is something that I really like about this platform. The amount I deposited, the amount after fees, again, BTC is the only coin that it'll pay out. And the status of my deposit is finished, and this is the date and time that deposit was finished. If you come into the platform, you sign up, and you put in your deposit, this is where you're going to want to go to probably check on the status of your deposit. It'll tell you if it's pending, and I honestly can't remember off the top of my head, but if you deposit less than $750, I don't know if your deposit will go through. You might have to contact support. So That's something else you want to be aware of, is to make sure that you always deposit more than the 750, because you have to account for fees. But again, mine came out to, I deposited I believe I deposited a little bit more than 750, but after fees, this is what I got. So you'll have to do the calculations. Now, if we go to my withdrawals, you'll see that this is what I was talking about today. I had $53 in the balance, and this is today, July 12th. So right before the video, I did a withdrawal, and the $53 came out to $51.02 after the fees. So if you do a withdrawal and you're waiting on it, might be pending, waiting on confirmations, this is where you could go to the blockchain to check out your, this is the transaction ID, and this is where you could go to check out the status of your pending withdrawal to see if how many confirmations out of, say, 6, for example 6 that it has. So it may be stuck on 1 or 2 confirmations. If you're sitting there waiting on your money to hit your wallet, this is where you go to look out to see what's going on with your withdrawal. So that's why they said it could take up to 24 hours, because it depends on the network. It's not really up to them. They'll release the money and send it to the blockchain. But if the network is backed up, and see, you can see the BTC fee here. If the network is backed up, this is where you would go to check to see what's going on. So earnings, as you can see, like I said, I've been in since June 22nd, and I got paid out. My first payment was on the 23rd. You'll see that it's $10.68. The percentage is 1.5%, and you'll see it's consistently the same amount every day, because it consistently pays out that 1.5%. And that's what I like. There's no fluctuations in the percentage. It's always every day 1.5%. So you could kind of get an idea of what you're going to be getting paid every day from the day of deposit moving forward. See, for example, like me, I always know I'm going to get paid the same amount until the 200 days is expired. And payout address and settings are two things you want to be that are really important, because when you set up the account, you're going to want to set up the 2-factor authentication, and I use Google Authenticator with mine. And it's also, the payout address is where you're going to want to put the address where you want your money to go. And again, it's going to be in BTC. So make sure you go to settings before you even deposit, and you do everything that's in there that you need to do. The security, the 2-factor authentication, and I believe they added a 6-digit PIN for when you want to change your settings. And this is all a precaution just to stop bad guys from stealing your money. And it's something that I do on every platform that I'm invested in. I always try and put as many security measures as possible to make it a lot harder for people to steal your money. So that's Pegasus. Like I said, I've found this platform through a lot of other YouTubers that have been consistently getting paid out through Pegasus. A lot of them recommended it. So I did some research into it, and I found it to be one of the better platforms in the crypto space right now, especially during a bear market. And right now I'm invested in, I don't want to say quite a few, but I'm invested in multiple platforms. And I'll be talking about those platforms in the very near future. So again, if you enjoyed this content, if you found it informative, I'd really appreciate a like. And if you're new here, which I'm sure you are because I just started the channel, I'd appreciate you to subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, let me know how I did, or if you have any questions, or if you just want to chat about something in crypto, or if there's something you want to see me cover in the future. Tick the little bell icon when you do subscribe, because you know how Google is and YouTube is. If you don't do that, then you won't see, or you won't be alerted when I do drop videos. And I plan on making quite a few videos in the very near future, because I have a lot of platforms to cover and I have a lot of things to talk about. I've been involved in crypto since 2017. I've been invested in stocks. I've owned websites. I've made a good amount of money with all of it. I've been in crypto trading, and now I'm getting back into crypto because it's the bear market, and the bear market is where millionaires are made and billionaires are made. I'm sure you heard a lot of people talking about these are the best times to get into the market, because this is a time where you could accumulate, where you could strategize, where you could build your position and prepare for the bull market ahead. Because there's always going to be a bull market and there's always going to be a bear market, and bear market is where you really want to make your money, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.